The number one secret to success, and the reason why in past years and months you have been failing and not being able to get to where you want to be, is because you have no discipline. You do not know how to hold yourself accountable of those goals that you have set yourself. Therefore, you're putting it on the back burner. You're not taking it seriously. You're not holding yourself accountable for the habits and for the lifestyle changes that you need to make and for the people that you need to kick out your life, which is why you're not where you want to be. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessiara Marriott, and this is the video podcast where we discuss all things business, finances, making money, and life in your 20s. So for today's Girl Talk episode, we are going to be talking about all things success in 2023 and beyond, as well as how to build the correct circle around you, how to get rid of negative friends, negative situationships, and just things that no longer serve you. If that sounds like something you're interested in, don't forget to join in the conversation down below in the comments and subscribe to my channel. Okay, so let's talk about what success means and what success looks like in the eyes of social media, because I know that being a person on the internet, success to a lot of people, and from my perspective, is defined as the material things. So that because of their car, do they have a really flashy nice car? Because of their home, because of their living situation, because of the things that they own, their bags, their shoes, their cars, their clothes? Or is it the complete opposite? Are they successful because of the things they've achieved? You know, the reputation they've built for themselves, the places they've been, the people they've seen, their knowledge. Are they successful because to you they are just a really high value person? What does success mean to you? Comment down below. I'm really interested to hear your different opinions, because I know, just being a person on the internet, that a lot of people define success as the material things, which is completely understandable, and I do agree to an extent. But I think it's really important to define what success means to you before you even go on your journey of figuring out what it is exactly that you want to achieve this year. So now that you've defined what success means to you, you need to break down the different things that you are going to be doing this year. For me, this year is all about my wellness, my health, and my happiness. I do have an undiagnosed neurological disorder, which has been very, very difficult. I will not lie to you guys, and I will film a whole separate video talking more about that in the future once I know more information. But currently, in this moment in time, what you guys don't see behind the scenes is me some days not being able to walk, talk, eat, communicate. I have seizures, I pass out quite frequently, I have very low energy, and I get out of breath very easily. So if you hear me huffing and puffing, it's not because I'm unfit, it's because my heart rate is just all over the place. So for me, my health and my wellness is really, really important. So what I've been doing to force myself to get into that wellness mindset is just cutting out unnecessary people, unnecessary situations, things that no longer bring me happiness and things that no longer serve me. And yes, whilst that has been incredibly difficult at times, it's needed. So for you, it may mean you're holding on to a certain friendship group, or you're holding on to a certain situationship that has not progressed. He's been saying, you know what we are. He's been saying, you're my go-to girl, you're my only girl, when in reality, you know that's not true. And you know that if you're holding on to this burden for much longer, he's dragging you down, they are dragging you down. So you need to let go of what is no longer serving you, because it is essentially going to deteriorate your energy. You're not going to have energy for the things in life that you want to achieve. You're not going to have energy for the things in life that you want to pursue and that you want to succeed in. So these things and these people that you're dragging along the year with you, they're not going to help you or push you in any way to get to your goals. So what you need to do is you need to get rid of them. And I know that's easier said than done. And if it's getting rid of a situationship or a friendship group or a best friend, I know how hard that can be. I've had to do that over the last few years. Ever since I had my daughter back in 2020, I let go all of my friendship group essentially. I had so many friends before I gave birth. I was a people person. I liked a lot of people. I floated around different friendship groups just because I'm a people person. I just love people. But as soon as I gave birth to my daughter, the relationships changed. People's relationship and tone towards me changed, and I didn't like that. And I said, you know, I'm not bringing this energy on with me. I'm a mum, I've got a daughter. I'm not going to bring negative energy into her life. So I had to cut those people off. And whilst I still love them, I still have love for them, I can love you from a distance, and that's okay. And I feel like you need to learn to love people from a distance. You need to learn to accept situations for what it is and try not to see past it and try not to build upon a storyline that is just not there. As soon as you let go of these toxic and negative and lackluster relationship situationships, whatever it may be, you will feel lighter, you will feel brighter, you will feel like you can conquer anything. And I promise you, again, I know it is hard. The second you get rid of whatever it is that has been dragging you down, and I feel like subconsciously, because we love the person or because we love the situation, because the situation is comfortable, that's all you know. That's all your brain and your mind and your body and your soul is comfortable with. And the idea of a new environment, the idea of a new person, the idea of a new situation is scary. So your brain and your body and your soul and your mind is just like, I don't want to do it. You know it's not good for you, but you're still in that relationship, or you're still with those best friends, or you're still in that job that's not serving you. Consciously, we keep ourselves where we are comfortable. And I feel like this year, I know for me at least, my comfort zone is not a thing. Like, for me to say that's out of my comfort zone, I'm not saying that anymore, because I don't have a comfort zone. Comfort zones are created by ourselves to keep ourselves from doing more, or to keep ourselves safe and to save ourselves from disappointment. And that's something I recently learned about comfort zones and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. It's not real. It's like it's a social construct. That's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. But again, as soon as you let go of these situations or these people, or run away from the job that is no longer serving you, you can finally move on to the right path, the correct path for you, whatever that may be. Comment down below if you are comfortable, the goals that you have for this year, something you want to do this year. I know one thing that I want to do this year that I'm really comfortable with sharing, because I want an opinion on this, ladies, gentlemen. I want to do solo traveling this year. Well, not solo traveling. I want to go somewhere by myself that is out of the UK. It will be very difficult in my current circumstances with my health and everything now. Fingers crossed down the line, touch wood, that I am doing much better than I am now. But I've always wanted to take a solo trip, and I think ever since becoming a mum, I put my wants to the back burner because I wanted to raise her and I wanted her to be the happiest, most loved baby ever, and she is. But now that I'm 21, 22 this year, oh my God, that's crazy. I don't want to say that out loud. I can't believe I just said that out loud. This year's focus again is my wellness, my happiness, my health. I definitely want to solo travel, you guys. I really want to, but a part of me is nervous. Again, pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I don't know where I'm going to go. I was thinking of going to Paris maybe, because I've always wanted to go to Paris. I've never been to Paris, so I'm thinking of taking a solo trip to Paris, even if it's just for a day trip in Paris. I stay at a hotel overnight, I come home the next day, just to say that I've done it, just to say I've been on a solo trip. And I'm terrified, I won't lie to you. I'm really scared. But if you've been on a solo trip before, if you've been solo traveling before, please tell me your stories down below, because I really want to hear it. But that's something I want to do this year. So what is something that you want to do that is a little bit out of your comfort zone, something that makes you nervous but excites you at the same time? Whatever that may be, that big jump that you want to take, it may be moving to a different country, moving to a different city. I'm moving to a different city, more on that in another video. Whatever that big jump that you want to make is, that makes you nervous but is exciting, do it. Because I feel like the second that we take ourselves out of situations that we are comfortable in, abilities to succeed is endless. Like, the second you go from being in a low-balling job with a boss that hates you, co-workers that hate you, in a draining job that doesn't even pay you to make ends meet, to a job where you are valued, to a job that makes you happier, to a job where you're excited to go there in the morning, you're just gonna go up from there. And it's the same thing with friendships. The second you leave a toxic friendship, or the second you leave a toxic relationship and you finally realize that they were no longer serving you, more friendships, better friendships, healthier friendships and relationships are going to come your way the second you leave. And I know in my experience, like, literally the end of last year, I was throwing the trash out left, right, and center. Like, I was getting rid of people like I get rid of Amazon boxes. Like, genuinely, I was doing recycling with friendships and with relationships that I had with people, that not even deleting people, I just started unfollowing a lot of people. I still need to go through my Instagram and unfollow people, because that is another thing. Let me touch on that now whilst I remember. Go through your TikTok, your Instagram, your YouTube subscriptions, and unfollow people, because your feed needs to be curated to your liking. If you're following people that makes you self-conscious, if you're following people that are racist or homophobic or are just negative, it's going to internally distress you. Like, is it not? Because if your Instagram feed is filled up with models and actresses and actors and people who face tune the absolute crap out of their pictures, and then you're sat there already feeling self-conscious, already judging yourself for the way you look. Obviously, if you're scrolling through that and seeing that for hours upon end, because I know, do not lie to me, I know you sit there and scrolling your phone after you come home from work, after you come home from school, or on your lunch break or whatever, you're taking in a lot of negative information. Don't do that to yourself. So go through your following, unfollow people who don't bring you value. If they don't entertain you, educate you, or bring some sort of happiness into your life, why are you following them? Ask yourself that question. And now let's get on to the number one secret to success. The number one secret to success, and the reason why in past years and months you have been failing and not being able to get to where you want to be, is because you have no discipline. The reason why you're not where you want to be, the reason why you're not successful in your definition of success, is because you don't have any discipline. You do not have any self-discipline. You do not know how to hold yourself accountable of those goals that you've set yourself. Therefore, you're putting it on the back burner. You're not taking it seriously. You're not holding yourself accountable for the habits and for the lifestyle changes that you need to make, and for the people that you need to kick out your life. You're not holding yourself accountable for those things, and you're not taking it seriously, which is why you're not where you want to be. Because if you'd done all of those things, now you see, you wouldn't be watching this video. If you'd done all of those things, you wouldn't need my assistance. If you'd done all those things, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I feel like we're on a FaceTime call, except this is YouTube. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I am the number one person to come to talk about discipline, because I was just now on TikTok talking about discipline. I have none. I'm on my health and wellness journey, but would you like to see what is behind the camera? I'm on my health and wellness journey. I'm trying to eat healthier. I'm trying to not snack as much. And this, I have no discipline. I can tell you that as a fact, capital F, I don't have discipline. So what I'm learning to do, I'm not telling you to let yourself suffer. I'm not telling yourself to, cut out everything in your life that even may bring happiness. For example, if you're like me and you like to snack, you like sweet things, I'm not telling you to deprive yourself of that. And I'm saying this to myself, I'm not telling you to deprive yourself of that, to cut it out completely if it's not really, really bad, if you're not eating it every 2 seconds. Enjoy your life. You're allowed to enjoy your life. You're young. Enjoy your life. You need to learn to hold yourself accountable. You need to learn to have discipline. You want to have a clearer mind. You want to have more energy. You're not going to do that if you're eating chocolate biscuits, if you're snacking on chocolate biscuits. Instead of snacking on chocolate biscuits, why don't you do this? Instead of doing this, why don't you do this? How about, instead of snacking because you're bored, read a book? So try doing that with yourself. Start having conversations with yourself and be honest with yourself, because I'm telling you now, if you're lying to yourself about the things that you need to cut out in your life and telling yourself that, yeah, he's a good guy, he's gonna come round, he's gonna ask me out, you're gonna be waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and you're gonna come back to this video in 5 years' time to comment, Jess, I wish I listened to you. I think if you yourself cannot hold yourself accountable for the goals in your life and for whatever it is that you want to change, then get an accountability partner. An accountability partner is someone that can hold you accountable for the goals that you are setting yourself. My accountability partner is my boyfriend. Is he helpful? No, because he was the one that got me the chocolate biscuits. We separately have goals as individuals, and I know his goals, he knows my goals. So the point of an accountability partner is to sit down with them, get on the phone with them, get on a FaceTime call with them, and catch up every weekend, every 2 weeks, and say, babe, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you speak to this person? Did you block this person? Did you apply for that job? Did you quit this job? And if you haven't done it, they're gonna be chasing up on you, because the whole idea of getting someone else to hold you accountable is they will actually check up on you. If you yourself are going to be the person to hold yourself accountable, I like snacking on chocolates and sweets, yeah? So if I'm telling myself, if I'm eating a sandwich, a healthy sandwich, if I'm eating a chicken salad or whatever, in the back of my head, I'm gonna be like, I think I'm gonna have a chocolate biscuit after. There's not gonna be someone else in front of me. There's not gonna be a whole other human being to be like, no, you're not having that, or to physically take it away from me, to then I'm left without anything. I can't go to the corner shop. I don't have the energy to go to the corner shops and get it for myself. So if someone else was to take it away from me, that's physically keeping me on my toes, holding me accountable, disciplining me to tell me, no, do not do this. You don't need it. You're bored. Go read a book, go eat something else that's healthier. The number one reason is discipline. And if you do not have discipline, you're not going to win. You are not going to succeed in anything you want to do. Because I'm telling you now, the most successful people in the world, the millionaires, the billionaires in this world have self-discipline. They have accountants, they have assistants, they have people who work for them to hold them accountable. They have their consumers and their customers, because they most likely have businesses, all these billionaires. They have consumers and customers who either buy their product or use their products or use their service. They're giving them feedback. If the billionaire, millionaire, whoever that may be, is not taking on the advice of those people, the business is going to fail, because the only way that the business or service is going to continue to run is if it listens to its consumers, if it listens to its customers, and if it listens to the feedback. If it doesn't listen to the feedback, and if the business person is only listening to themselves, they're not going to get anywhere. They're going to stay flatlining. They're probably going to run out of business because they're not listening to the people who's trying to hold them accountable and trying to help them grow. Do you get that? I really hope you understood that analogy. So now that we've spoken about, setting the goal for yourself, what it exactly is that you want to achieve, learning to have self-discipline and to have someone to hold you accountable, let's end on this note. Please do not set yourself unrealistic goals. That may be controversial, because I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to write down in your journal, I want a house in the middle of the Maldives. I want to buy my own private island. I want to hire a private chef by the end of 2023. I don't want you writing that in your journals, in your manifestation boards. I don't want you thinking that. That may be controversial, because I'm not going to tell you to not reach for the sky. I'm not going to tell you not to reach for the stars and to aspire high, but I want you to be realistic, because what I've noticed whenever I set goals for myself is I would aspire so far beyond what I know is real, to the point where at the end of the year, I will reflect on what I've done. And at the beginning of the year, I will start off with £50 to my name, and I expect to have 100,000 million pounds at the end of the year. It's not realistic. So I want you to set realistic goals that is within your time frame. If your goal is to buy a home by the end of the year, make sure that you're putting away the deposit. If you don't have any money, if you don't have a job, how are you supposed to buy the home? If your goal is to move up to senior director of whatever company and you're a trainee, that's possible. I guess that's possible, but just think about realistic expectations and realistic goals for yourself, because the second that you get to the end of the year, you look back at what you've done, you're going to be upset, you're going to look down upon yourself, you're going to criticize yourself. If you're setting realistic goals, you're going to be checking off those goals more frequently throughout the year instead of at the very end of the year. So what I've done is I've set myself quarterly goals. I've set myself a goal for every single quarter. So at the end of every quarter, I'm going to look at the goals I've set for myself and check them off, because I know that I will achieve every single goal that I've written down, because I'm not going to wait a whole year and I'm going to overwhelm myself with all the things that I want to do in the year. That's what I've done. That's where I'm going to leave this video. I really, really hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope that it has sparked some joy. It has sparked some inspiration in you. Send this video to someone who can be your accountability partner, because do not leave this video telling me that you're going to hold yourself accountable, because I know you're lying. Get an accountability partner. It can be me. If you need to be held accountable, just send me a DM, comment down below. But yeah, I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Comment down below some other topics you would like me to talk about. Check out these videos on the screen and in the information box if you want to hear how to make some passive income in 2023.